'Tis Pity She's a Whore by John Ford. Act 4. Scene 1. A room in Florio's house. A banquet set out. Horse-boys. Enter the friar, Giovanni, Annabella, Philotis, Soranzo, Donado, Florio, Ricardetto, Putana, and Vasquez.
These holy rites performed, now take your times to spend the remnant of the day in feast. Such fit repasts are pleasing to the saints, who are your guests, though not with mortal eyes to be beheld. Long prosper in this day, you happy couple, to each other's joy.
Father, your prayer is heard. The hand of goodness hath been a shield for me against my death, and more to bless me hath enriched my life with this most precious jewel. Such a prize as earth hath not another like to this. Cheer up, my love, and gentlemen, my friends, rejoice with me in mirth. This day will crown with lusty cups to Annabella's health.
Aside.
Oh, torture! Were this marriage yet undone, ere I'd endure this sight, to see my love glipped by another, I would dare confusion, and stand the horror of 10,000 deaths.
Are you not well, sir?
Pray thee, fellow, wait. I need not thy officious diligence.
Signor Donato, come, you must forget your late mishaps, and drown your cares in wine.
Vasquez,
My lord.
reach me that weighty bowl. Here, brother Giovanni, here's to you. Your turn come next, though now a bachelor. Here's to your sister's happiness and mine.
Drinks, and offers him the bowl.
I cannot drink.
What?
'Twill indeed offend me.
Pray do not urge him if he be not willing.
Horse-boys.
How now? What noise is this?
Oh, sir, I had forgot to tell you. Certain young maidens of Parma, in honour to Madam Annabella's marriage, have sent their loves to her in a mask, for which they humbly crave your patience and silence.
We are much bound to them, so much the more, as it comes unexpected. Guide them in.
Enter Hippolyta, followed by ladies in white robes, with garlands of willows, all masked. Music and a dance.
Thanks, lovely virgins. Now might we but know to whom we have been beholding for this love, we shall acknowledge it.
Yes, you shall know. What think you now?
Unmasked.
Hippolyta!
'Tis she. Be not amazed, nor blush, young lovely bride. I come not to defraud you of your man. 'Tis now no time to reckon up the talk, what Parma long hath rumoured of us both. Let rash report run on. The breath that vents it will, like a bubble, break itself at last. But now, to you, sweet creature, lend your hand. Perhaps it hath been said that I would claim some interest in Soranzo, now your lord. What I have right to do, his soul knows best. But in my duty to your noble worth, sweet Annabella, and my care of you, here, Soranzo, take this hand from me. I'll once more join what by the Holy Church is finished and allowed. Have I done well?
You have too much engaged us.
One thing more, that you may know my single charity, freely I here remit all interest I e'er could claim, and give you back your vows. And to confirm't, reach me a cup of wine.
Vasquez gives her a poisoned cup.
My lord Soranzo, in this draught I drink, long rest to ye.
She drinks. Aside.
Look to it, Vasquez.
Fear nothing.
Hippolyta, I thank you, and will pledge this happy union as another life. Wine there.
You shall have none, neither shall you pledge her.
How?
No, now, mistress she-devil, your own mischievous treachery hath killed you. I must not marry you.
Villain!
What's the matter?
Foolish woman, Thou art now like a firebrand that hath kindled others and burnt thyself. Troppo spirar inganna. Thy vain hope hath deceived thee. Thou art but dead, if thou hast any grace, pray.
Monster!
Die in charity, for shame. This thing of malice, this woman hath privately corrupted me with promise of marriage, under this political reconciliation, to poison my lord, whilst she might laugh at his confusion on his marriage day. I promised her fair, but I knew what my reward should have been, and would willingly have spared her life, but that I was acquainted with the danger of her disposition, and now have fitted her a just payment in her own coin. There she is, she hath yet, and end thy days in peace, vile woman. As for life, there's no hope, think not on't.
Wonderful justice!
Heaven, thou art righteous.
Oh, 'tis true. I feel my minute coming. Had that slave kept promise, oh, my torment! Thou this hour hadst died, Soranzo, heat above hell-fire. Yet ere I pass away, oh, cruel, cruel flames, take here my curse amongst you. May thy bed of marriage be a rack unto thy heart, burn blood and boil in vengeance. Oh, my heart, my flames intolerable! Mayst thou live to father bastards, may her womb bring forth monsters, and die together in your sins, hated, scorned, and unpitied. Oh, oh!
Dies.
Was e'er so vile a creature?
Here's the end of lust and pride.
It is a fearful sight.
Vasquez, I know thee now a trusty servant, and never will forget thee. Come, my love, we'll home and thank the heavens for this escape. Father and friends, we must break up this mirth. It is too sad a feast.
Bear hence the body.
Aside to Giovanni.
Here's an ominous change. Mark this, my Giovanni, and take heed. I fear the event. That marriage seldom's good, where the bride banquet so begins in blood.
Exeunt. Scene 2. A room in Ricardetto's house. Enter Ricardetto and Philotis.
My wretched wife, more wretched in her shame than in her wrongs to me, hath paid too soon the forfeit of her modesty and life. And I am sure, my niece, though vengeance hover, keeping aloof yet from Soranzo's fall, yet he will fall, and sink with his own weight. I need not now, my heart persuades me so, to further his confusion. There is one above begins to work, for, as I hear, debates already twixt his wife and him thicken and run to head. She, as 'tis said, slightens his love, and he abandons hers. Much talk I hear. Since things go thus, my niece, in tender love and pity of your youth, my counsel is that you should free your years from hazard of these woes by flying hence to fair Cremona, there to vow your soul in holiness, a holy votaress. Leave me to see the end of these extremes. All human worldly courses are uneven. No life is blessed, but the way to heaven.
Uncle, shall I resolve to be a nun?
Ay, gentle niece, and in your hourly prayers remember me, your poor unhappy uncle. Hie to Cremona now, as fortune leads. Your home, your cloister, your best friends, your beads, your chaste and single life shall crown your birth. Who dies a virgin, lives a saint on earth.
Then farewell world and worldly thoughts adieu. Welcome chaste vows. Myself I yield to you.
Exeunt. Scene 3. A chamber in Soranzo's house. Enter Soranzo unbraced and dragging in Annabella.
Come, strumpet, famous whore, were every drop of blood that runs in thy adulterous veins alive? This sword, dost see it, should in one blow confound them all. Harlot, rare notable harlot, that with thy brazen face maintainst thy sin, was there no man in Parma to be bored to your loose cunning whoredom else but I? Must your heart itch, and pleurisy of lust, the heyday of your luxury, be fed up to the surfeit, and could not but I be picked out to be clogged to your close tricks, your belly sports? Now I must be at the dad to all that gallimaufry that is stuffed in thy corrupted bastard-bearing womb. Why must I?
Beastly man! Why, 'tis thy fate. I sued not to thee, for but that I thought your over-loving lordship would have run mad on denial. Had you lent me time, I would have told you in what case I was, but you would needs be doing.
Whore of whores, darest thou tell me this?
Oh yes, why not? You were deceived in me. 'Twas not for love I chose you, but for honor. Yet know this, would you be patient yet, and hide your shame, I'd see whether I could love you.
Excellent queen! Why, art thou not with child?
What needs all this, when 'tis superfluous? I confess I am.
Tell me by whom?
Soft, 'twas not in my bargain. Yet somewhat, sir, to stay your longing stomach, I am content to acquaint you with the man, the more than man, that got this sprightly boy. For 'tis a boy, and therefore glory, sir, your heir shall be a son.
Damnable monster!
Nay, an you will not hear, I'll speak no more.
Yes, speak, and speak thy last.
A match, a match! This noble creature was in every part so angel-like, so glorious, that a woman who had not been but human, as was I, would have kneeled to him and have begged for love. You! Why, you are not worthy once to name his name without true worship, or indeed unless you kneeled to hear another name him.
What was he called?
We are not come to that. Let it suffice that you shall have the glory to father what so brave a father got. In brief, had not this chance fallen out as it doth, I never had been troubled with the thought that you had been a creature. But for marriage, I scarce dream yet of that.
Tell me his name.
Alas, alas, there's all. Will you believe?
What?
You shall never know.
How?
Never. If you do, let me cursed.
Not know its trumpet. I'll rip up thy heart and find it there.
Do, do!
And with my teeth tear the prodigious lecher joint by joint.
The man's merry.
Dost thou laugh? Come, whore, tell me your lover, or by truth I'll hew thy flesh to shreds. Who is't?
Sings.
Che morte pin dolce che morire pecere more.
Thus will I pull thy hair, and thus I'll drag thy lust-belepered body through the dust.
Hails her up and down.
Yet tell his name.
Sings.
Morendo in grazie de morire senza dolore.
Dost thou triumph? The treasure of the earth shall not redeem thee. Were there kneeling kings did beg thy life, or angels did come down to plead in tears, yet should not all prevail against my rage. Dost thou not tremble yet?
At what? To die? No, be a gallant hangman. I dare thee to the worst. Strike, and strike home. I leave revenge behind, and thou shalt feel it.
Yet tell me ere thou diest, and tell me truly, knows thy old father this?
No, by my life.
Wilt thou confess, and I will spare thy life?
My life. I will not buy my life so dear.
I will not slack my vengeance.
Draws his sword. Enter Vasquez.
What do you mean, sir?
Forbear, Vasquez. Such a damned whore deserves no pity.
Now the gods forfend, and would you be her executioner and kill her in your rage too? Oh, 'twere most unmanlike. She is your wife. What faults have been done by her before she married you were not against you. Alas, poor lady, what hath she committed, which any lady in Italy in the like case would not? Sir, you must be ruled by your reason, and not by your fury, that were inhuman and beastly.
She shall not live.
Come, she must. You would have her confess the authors of her present misfortunes. I warrant you, 'tis an unconscionable demand, and she should lose the estimation that I, for my part, hold of her worth, if she had done it. Why, sir, you ought not, of all men living, to know it. Good sir, be reconciled. Alas, good gentlewoman.
Pish! Do not beg for me. I prize my life as nothing. If the man will needs be mad, why let him take it.
Vasquez, hearest thou this?
Yes, and commend her for it. In this she shrews the nobleness of a gallant spirit, and beshrews my heart, but it becomes her rarely.
Aside to Soranzo.
Sir, in any case, smother your revenge. Leave the scenting out your wrongs to me. Be ruled as you respect your honor, or you mar all.
Aloud.
Sir, if ever my service were of any credit with you, be not so violent in your distractions. You are married now. What a triumph might the report of this give to other neglected suitors! 'Tis as manlike to bear extremities, as godlike to forgive.
Oh, Vasquez, Vasquez, in this piece of flesh, this faithless face of hers, had I laid up the treasure of my heart, hadst thou been virtuous, fair, wicked woman, not the matchless joys of life itself had made me wish to live with any saint but thee. Deceitful creature, how hast thou mocked my hopes, and in the shame of thy lewd womb even buried me alive. I did too dearly love thee.
Aside to Soranzo.
This is well. Follow this temper with some passion. Be brief and moving. 'Tis for the purpose.
Be witness to my words, my soul and thoughts, and tell me, didst not think that in my heart I did too superstitiously adore thee?
I must confess, I know you loved me well.
And wouldst thou use me thus? O Annabella, be thou assured, whoever the villain was that thus hath tempted thee to this disgrace, well he might lust, but never loved like me. He doted on the picture that hung out upon thy cheeks, to please his humorous eye, not on the part I loved, which was thy heart, and, as I thought, thy virtues.
Oh, my lord, these words wound deeper than your sword could do.
Let me not ever take comfort, but I begin to weep myself. So much I pity him. Why, madame, I knew when his rage was overpast what it would come to.
Forgive me, Annabella. Though thy youth hath tempted thee above thy strength to folly, yet will I not forget what I should be, and what I am, a husband. In that name is hid divinity. If I do find that thou wilt yet be true, here I remit all former faults, and take thee to my bosom.
By my troth, and that's a point of noble charity.
Sir, on my knees.
Rise up, you shall not kneel. Get to your chamber, see you make no shew of alteration, I'll be with you straight. My reason tells me now that 'tis as common to err in frailty as to be a woman. Go to your chamber.
Exit Annabella.
So, this was somewhat to the matter. What do you think of your heaven of happiness now, sir?
I carry hell about me, all my blood is fired in swift revenge.
That may be. But know you how, or on whom? Alas, to marry a great woman, being made great and the stock at your hand, is a usual sport in these days. But to know what ferret it was that hunted your coney burrow, there is the cunning.
I'll make her tell herself, or...
Or what? You must not do so. Let me yet persuade your sufferance a little while. Go to her. Use her mildly. Win her, if it be possible, to a voluntary, to a weeping tune. For the rest, if all hit, I will not miss my mark. Pray, sir, go in. The next news I tell you shall be wonders.
Delay in vengeance gives a heavier blow.
Exit.
Ah, sirrah, here's work for the nonce. I had a suspicion of a bad matter in my head a pretty while ago, but after my madam's scurvy looks her at home, her waspish perverseness and loud fault-finding, then I remembered the proverb, that where hens crow and cocks hold their peace, there are sorry houses. 'Sfoot if the lower part of a she-tailor's cunning can cover up such a swelling in the stomach. I'll never blame a false stitch in a shoe whilst I live again. Up, and up so quick, and so quickly too? 'Twere a fine policy to learn by whom. This must be known, and I have thought on't.
Enter Putana in tears.
Here's the way, or none. What crying, old mistress! Alas, alas, I cannot blame you. We have a lord, heaven help us, is so mad as the devil himself, the more shame for him.
O Vasquez, that ever I was born to see this day! Doth he use thee so too sometimes, Vasquez?
Me? Why, he makes a dog of me. But if some were of my mind, I know what we would do. As sure as I am an honest man, he will near to kill my lady with unkindness. Say she be with child, is that such a matter for a young woman of her years to be blamed for?
Alas, good heart, it is against her will full sore.
I durst be sworn, all his madness is for that she will not confess who 'tis, which he will know. And when he doth know it, I am so well acquainted with his humour, that he will forget all straight. Well, I could wish he would in plain terms tell all, for that's the way indeed.
Do you think so?
Foh, I know it, provided that he did not win her to it by force. He was once in a mind that you could tell, and meant to have wrung it out of you, but I somewhat pacified him from that. Yet, sure you know a great deal.
Heaven forgive us all. I know a little, Vasquez.
Why should you not? Who else should? Upon my conscience, she loves you dearly, and you would not betray her to any affliction for the world.
Not for all the world, by my faith and troth, Vasquez.
'Twere pity of your life if you should, but in this you should both relieve her present discomfort, pacify my lord, and gain yourself everlasting love and preferment.
Dost think so, Vasquez?
Nay, I know it. Sure, it was some near and entire friend.
'Twas a dear friend indeed, but—
But what? Fear not to name him. My life between you and danger. Faith, I think it was no base fellow.
Thou wilt stand between me and harm.
You'd's pity what else? You shall be rewarded too, trust me.
'Twas even no worse than her own brother.
Her brother Giovanni, I warrant you.
Even he, Vasquez, as brave a gentleman as ever kissed fair lady. Oh, they love most perpetually.
Aside.
A brave gentleman indeed. Why, therein I commend her choice. Better and better. You are sure 'twas he?
Sure, and you shall see he will not be long from her too.
He were to blame if he would. But may I believe thee?
Believe me? Why, dost think I am a Turk or a Jew? No, Vasquez, I have known their dealings too long to belie them now.
Where are you? There within, sirs?
Enter banditti.
How now, what are these?
You shall know presently. Come, sirs, take me this old damnable hag. Gag her instantly and put out her eyes. Quickly, quickly.
Vasquez! Vasquez!
Gag her, I say. S'foot, do you suffer her to prate? What do you fumble about? Let me come to her. I'll help your old gums, you toad-bellied bitch.
They gag her.
Sirs, carry her closely into the coal house and put out her eyes instantly. If she roars, slit her nose. Do you hear? Be speedy and sure.
Exeunt banditti with Putana.
Why, this is excellent, and above expectation. Her own brother. Oh, horrible! To what a height of liberty and damnation hath the devil trained our age. Her brother. Well, there's yet but a beginning. I must to my lord, and tutor him better in his points of vengeance. Now I see how a smooth tale goes beyond a smooth tale. But soft, what thing comes next? Giovanni! As I could wish, my belief is strengthened. 'Tis as firm as winter and summer.
Enter Giovanni.
Where's my sister?
Troubled with a new sickness, my lord. She's somewhat ill.
Took too much of the flesh, I believe.
Troth, sir, and you, I think, have even hit it. But my virtuous lady—
Where is she?
In her chamber. Please you visit her, she is alone.
Giovanni gives him money.
Your liberality hath doubly made me your servant, and ever shall ever.
Exit Giovanni. Re-enter Soranzo.
Sir, I am made a man. I have plied my cue with cunning and success. I beseech you, let us be private.
My lady's brother's come. Now he'll know all.
Let him know it. I have made some of them fast enough. How have you dealt with my lady?
Gently as thou hast counselled, O my soul runs circular in sorrow for revenge. But Vasquez, thou shalt know.
Nay, I will know no more, for now comes your turn to know. I would not talk so openly with you. Let my young master take time enough, and go at pleasure. He is sold to death, and the devil shall not ransom him. Sir, I beseech you, your privacy.
No conquest can gain glory of my fear.
Exeunt. End of Act 4. 'Tis Pity She's a Whore by John Ford. Act 5. Scene 1. The street before Soranzo's house. Annabella appears at a window above.
Pleasures farewell, and all ye thriftless minutes wherein false joys have spun a weary life. To these my fortunes now I take my leave. Thou, precious time, that swiftly ridst in post over the world to finish up the race of my last fate, here stay thy restless course, and bear to ages that are yet unborn a wretched, woeful woman's tragedy. My conscience now stands up against my lust, with depositions charactered in guilt,
Enter Friar below.
and tells me I am lost. Now I confess, beauty that clothes the outside of the face is cursed if it be not clothed with grace. Here like a turtle, mute up in a cage, unmated, I converse with air and walls, and descant on my vile unhappiness. O Giovanni, that hast had the spoil of thine own virtues and my modest fame, would thou hadst been less subject to those stars that luckless reigned at my nativity. Oh, would the scourge due to my black offence might pass from thee, that I alone might feel the torment of an uncontrolled flame.
What's this I hear?
That man, that blessed friar who joined in ceremonial knot my hand to him whose wife I now am, told me oft I trod the path to death, and showed me how. But they who sleep in lethargies of lust hug their confusion, making heaven unjust. And so did I.
Here's music to the soul.
Forgive me, my good genius, and this once be helpful to my ends. Let some good man pass this way, to whose trust I may commit this paper, double-lined with tears and blood. Which being granted here, I sadly vow repentance, and the leaving of that life I long have died in.
Lady, heaven hath heard you, and hath by providence ordained that I should be his minister for your behoof.
Ha! What are you?
Your brother's friend, the friar. Glad in my soul that I have lived to hear this free confession twixt your peace and you. What would you, or to whom? Fear not to speak.
Is heaven so bountiful? Then I have found more favour than I hoped. Here, holy man.
Throws down a letter.
Commend me to my brother. Give him that letter. Bid him read it and repent. Tell him that I, imprisoned in my chamber, barred of all company, even of my guardian, which gives me cause of much suspect, have time to blush at what hath passed. Bid him be wise, and not believe the friendship of my lord. I fear much more than I can speak. Good father, the place is dangerous, and spies are busy. I must break off. You'll do it?
Be sure I will, and fly with speed. My blessing ever rest with thee, my daughter. Live to die more blessed.
Exit.
Thanks to the heavens who have prolonged my breath to this good use. Now I can welcome death.
Withdraws from the window. Scene 2. Another room in the same. Enter Soranzo and Vasquez.
Am I to be believed now? First, marry a strumpet that casts herself away upon you but to laugh at your horns, to feast on your disgrace, ride in your vexation, cuckold you in your bride bed, waste your estate upon panders and bawds.
No more, I say, no more.
A cuckold is a goodly tamed beast, my lord.
I am resolved, urge not another word. My thoughts are great, and all as resolute as thunder. In meantime, I'll cause Our Lady to deck herself in all her bridal robes, kiss her and fold her gently in my arms. Begone, yet here you. Are the banditti ready to wait in ambush?
Good sir, trouble not yourself about other business than your own resolution. Remember that time lost cannot be recalled.
With all the cunning words thou canst, invite the states of Parma to my birthday's feast. Haste to my brother rival and his father, entreat them gently, bid them not to fail, be speedy and return.
Let not your pity betray you. Till my coming back, think upon incest and cuckoldry.
Revenge is all the ambition I aspire. To that I'll climb or fall, my blood's on fire.
Exeunt. Scene 3. A room in Florio's house. Enter Giovanni.
Busy opinion is an idle fool, that, as a school rod keeps a child in awe, frights the unexperienced temper of the mind. So did it me, who, ere my precious sister was married, thought all taste of love would die in such a contract. But I find no change of pleasure in this formal law of sports. She is still one to me, and every kiss as sweet and as delicious as the first I reaped, when yet the privilege of youth entitled her a virgin. Oh, the glory of two united hearts like hers and mine! Let poring bookmen dream of other worlds. My world and all of happiness is here, and I'd not change it for the best to come. A life of pleasure is Elysium.
Enter Friar.
Father, you enter on the jubilee of my retired delights. Now I can tell you, the hell you have oft prompted is naught else but slavish and fond superstitious fear, and I should prove it too.
Thy blindness slays thee. Look there, 'tis writ to thee.
Gives him the letter.
From whom?
Unrip the seals and see. The blood's yet seething hot, that will anon be frozen harder than congealed coral. Why do you change colour, son?
For heaven, you make some petty devil factor twixt my love and your religion-masked sorceries. Where had you this?
Thy conscience, youth, is seared, else thou wouldst stoop to warning.
Oh, 'tis her hand, I know it, and 'tis all written in her blood. She writes I know not what. Death. I'll not fear an armed thunderbolt aimed at my heart. She writes, we are discovered. Pox on dreams of low, faint-hearted cowardice. Discovered? The devil we are. Which way is it possible? Are we grown traitors to our own delights? Confusion takes such dotage. 'Tis but forged. This is your peevish chattering, weak old man.
Enter Vasquez.
Now, sir, what news bring you?
My lord, according to his yearly custom, keeping this day a feast in honor of his birthday by me, invites you thither. Your worthy father, with the Pope's reverend nuncio, and other magnificios of Parma, have promised their presence. Will't please you to be of the number?
Yes. Tell him I dare come.
Dare come?
So I said. And tell him more, I will come.
These words are strange to me.
Say, I will come.
You will not miss?
Yet more. I'll come, sir. Are you answered?
So I'll say my service to you.
Exit.
You will not go, I trust.
Not go? For what?
Oh, do not go. This feast, I'll gage my life, is but a plot to train you to your ruin. Be ruled, you shall not go.
Not go. Stood death, threatening his armies of confounding plagues, with hosts of dangers hot as blazing stars, I would be there, not go. Yes, and resolve to strike as deep in slaughter as they all, for I will go.
Go where thou wilt. I see the wildness of thy fate draws to an end, to a bad, fearful end. I must not stay to know thy fall. Back to Bononia I with speed will haste, and shun this coming blow. Parma, farewell. Would I had never known thee, or aught of thine. Well, young man, since no prayer can make thee safe, I leave thee to despair.
Exit.
Despair, or tortures of 1,000 hells, all's one to me. I have set up my rest. Now, work serious thoughts on baleful plots. Be all a man, my soul. Let not the curse of old prescription rend from me the gall of courage, which enrolls a glorious death. If I must totter like a well-grown oak, some undershrub shall in my weighty fall be crushed to splits. With me they all shall perish.
Exit. Scene 4. A hall in Soranzo's home. Enter Soranzo, Vasquez with masks, and banditti.
You will not fail or shrink in the attempt?
I will undertake for their parts. Be sure, my masters, to be bloody enough, and as unmerciful as if you were preying upon a rich booty o' the very mountains of Liguria. For your pardons, trust to my lord, but for reward, you shall trust none but your own pockets.
We'll make a murder.
His gold.
Gives them money.
His more want nothing. What you do is noble, an act of brave revenge. I'll make you rich, banditti, and all free.
Liberty! Liberty!
Hold. Take every man a vizard. When you are withdrawn, keep as much silence as you can possibly. You know the watchword, to which be spoken, move not. But when you hear that, rush in like a stormy flood. I need not instruct you in your own profession.
No! No! No!
In then, your ends are profit and preferment. Away.
Exeunt banditti.
The guests will all come, Vasquez?
Yes, sir. And now let me a little edge your resolution. You see nothing is unready to this great work, but a great mind in you. Call to your remembrance your disgrace, your loss of honor, Hippolyta's blood, and arm your courage in your own wrongs. So shall you best right those wrongs in vengeance, which you may truly call your own.
'Tis well, the less I speak the more I burn, and blood shall quench that flame.
Now you begin to turn Italian. This beside, when my young incest-monger comes, he will be sharp set on his old bit. Give him time enough, let him have your chamber and bed at liberty. Let my hot hair have law, ere he be hunted to his death, that, if it be possible, he post to hell in the very act of his damnation.
It shall be so, and see as we would wish he comes himself first.
Enter Giovanni.
Welcome, my much-loved brother. Now I perceive you honor me. You are welcome, but where's my father?
With the other states, attending on the nuncio of the Pope to wait upon him hither. How's my sister?
Like a good housewife, scarcely ready yet. You were best walk to her chamber.
If you will.
I must expect my honorable friends. Good brother, get her forth.
You are busy, sir.
Exit.
Even as the great devil himself would have it, let him go and glut himself in his own destruction.
Flourish.
Hark, the nuncio is at hand. Good sir, be ready to receive him.
Enter Cardinal, Florio, Donado, Ricardetto, and attendants.
Most reverend lord, this grace hath made me proud. That you vouchsafe my house, I ever rest your humble servant for this noble favour.
You are our friend, my lord. His Holiness shall understand how zealously you honour St. Peter's Vicar in his substitute. Our special love to you.
Signors, to you my welcome and my ever best of thanks for this so memorable courtesy. Pleaseth your grace walk near?
My lord, we come to celebrate your feast with civil mirth, as ancient custom teacheth. We will go.
Attend his grace there, signors, keep your way.
Exeunt. Scene 5. Annabella's bedchamber in the same. Annabella, richly dressed, and Giovanni.
What? Changed so soon? Hath your new sprightly lord found out a trick in night games more than we could know in our simplicity? Ah, is it so? Or does the fit come on you to prove treacherous to your past vows and oaths?
Why should you jest at my calamity without all sense of the approaching dangers you were in?
What dangers have so great as thy revolt? Thou art a faithless sister, else thou knowest malice or any treachery beside would stoop to my bent brows. Why, I hold fate clasped in my fist, and could command the course of time's eternal motion, hadst thou been one thought more steady than an ebbing sea. And what? You'll now be honest? That's resolved?
Brother, dear brother, know what I have been, and know that now there's but a dining time twixt us and our confusion. Let's not waste these precious hours in vain and useless speech. Alas, these gay attires were not put on but to some end. This sudden solemn feast was not ordained to riot in expense. I that have now been chambered here alone, barred of my guardian or of any else, am not for nothing at an instant freed to fresh access. Be not deceived, my brother. This banquet is an harbinger of death to you and me. Resolve yourself it is, and be prepared to welcome it.
Well, then, the schoolmen teach that all this globe of earth shall be consumed to ashes in a minute.
So I have read too.
But 'twere somewhat strange to see the waters burn. Could I believe this might be true, I could believe as well there might be hell or heaven.
That's most certain.
Oh, a dream, a dream. Else in this other world we should know one another.
So we shall.
Have you heard so?
For certain.
But do you think that I shall see you there? You look on me. May we kiss one another, prate or laugh, or do as we do here?
I know not that. But, brother, for the present, what do you mean to free yourself from danger? Some way think how to escape. I'm sure the guests are come.
Look up. Look here. What do you see in my face?
Distraction and a troubled conscience.
Death and a swift repining wrath. Yet look. What see you in mine eyes?
Methinks you weep.
I do indeed. These are the funeral tears shed on your grave. These furrowed up my cheeks when first I loved and knew not how to woo. Fair Annabella, should I here repent the story of my life, we might lose time. Be record all the spirits of the air, and all things else that are, that day and night, early and late, the tribute which my heart hath paid to Annabella's sacred love, hath been these tears, which are her mourners now. Never till now did nature do her best to show a matchless beauty to the world, which in an instant ere it scarce was seen. The jealous destinies required again. Pray, Annabella, pray. Since we must part, go thou, white in thy soul, to fill a throne of innocence and sanctity in heaven. Pray, pray, my sister.
Then I see your drift. Ye blessed angels, guard me.
So say I. Kiss me. If ever aftertime should hear of our fast-knit affections, though perhaps the laws of conscience and of civil use may justly blame us, yet when they but know our loves, that love will wipe away that rigour, which would in other incests be abhorred. Give me your hand. How sweetly life doth run in these well-coloured veins! How constantly these palms do promise health! But I could chide with nature for this cunning flattery. Oh, kiss me again. Forgive me.
With my heart.
Farewell.
Will you be gone?
Oh, be dark, bright sun, and make this midday night, that thy gilt rays may not behold a deed will turn their splendour more sooty than the poets feign their sticks. One other kiss, my sister.
What means this?
To save thy fame and kill thee in a kiss.
Stabs her.
Thus die. Die by me and by my hand. Revenge is mine. Honour doth love command.
Oh, brother, by your hand.
When thou art dead, I'll give my reasons for it. For to dispute with thy even in thy death most lovely beauty, would make me stagger to perform this act which I most glory in.
Forgive him, heaven, and me my sins. Farewell, brother. Unkind, unkind. Mercy, great heaven. Oh, oh.
Dies.
She's dead. Alas, good soul. The hapless fruit that in her womb received its life from me hath had from me a cradle and a grave. I must not dally. This sad marriage bed in all her best bore her alive and dead. Soranzo, thou hast missed thy aim in this. I have prevented now thy reaching plots, and killed a love, for whose each drop of blood I would have pawned my heart. Fair Annabella, how over-glorious art thou in thy wounds, triumphing over infamy and hate. Shrink not, courageous hand. Stand up, my heart, and boldly act my last and greater part.
The scene closes. Scene 6. A banqueting room in the same. A banquet. Enter the Cardinal, Florio, Donado, Soranzo, Ricardetto, Vasquez, and attendants. Apart to Soranzo.
Remember, sir, what you have to do. Be wise and resolute.
Enough. My heart is fixed. Pleaseth your grace to taste these coarse confections, though the use of such set entertainments more consists in custom than in cause, yet, reverend sir, I am still made your servant by your presence.
And we your friend.
But where's my brother Giovanni?
Enter Giovanni with a heart upon his dagger.
Here, here, Soranzo, trimmed in reeking blood that triumphs over death, proud in the spoil of love and vengeance. Fate, or all the powers that guide the motions of immortal souls, could not prevent me.
What means this?
Son Giovanni.
Aside.
Shall I be forestalled?
Be not amazed. If your misgiving hearts shrink at an idle sight, what bloodless fear of coward passion would have seized your senses, had you beheld the rape of life and beauty which I have acted? My sister, oh, my sister!
Ah, what of her?
The glory of my deed darkened the midday sun, made noon as night. You came to feast, my lords, with dainty fare. I came to feast too, but I digged for food in a much richer mine than gold or stone of any value balanced. 'Tis a heart, my lords, in which is mine entombed. Look well upon it. Do you know it?
Aside.
What strange riddle is this?
'Tis Annabella's heart. 'Tis. Why do you startle? I vow 'tis hers, This dagger's point ploughed up her fruitful womb, and left to me the fame of a most glorious executioner.
Ay, madman, art thyself?
Yes, father, and that times to come may know how, as my fate, I honoured my revenge. List, father, to your ears I will yield up how much I have deserved to be your son.
What is it thou sayest?
9 moons have had their changes since I first thoroughly viewed and truly loved your daughter and my sister.
How? Alas, my lords, he is a frantic madman.
Father, no. For 9 months' space, in secret, I enjoyed sweet Annabella's sheets. 9 months I lived a happy monarch of her heart, and her. Soranzo, thou knowest this. Thy paler cheeks bears the confounding print of thy disgrace. For her too fruitful womb too soon bewrayed the happy passage of our stolen delights, and made her mother to a child unborn.
Incestuous villain!
Ah, his rage belies him.
It does not. 'Tis the oracle of truth. I vow it is so.
I shall burst with fury. Bring this trumpet forth.
I shall, sir.
Exit.
Oh, do, sir. Have you all no faith to credit yet my triumphs? Here I swear by all you call sacred, by the love I bore my Annabella whilst she lived, these hands hath from her bosom ripped this heart.
Re-enter Vasquez.
Is it true or no, sir?
'Tis most strangely true.
Cursed man, have I lived to...
Dies.
Hold up, Florio. Monster of children, see what thou hast done, broke thy old father's heart. Is none of you dares venture on him?
Oh, let them. Oh, my father, how well his death becomes him in his griefs. Why, this was done with courage. Now survives none of our house but I, gilt in the blood of a fair sister and a hapless father.
Inhuman scorn of men, hast thou a thought to outlive thy murders?
Draws.
Yes, I tell thee, yes. For in my fists I bear the twists of life. Soranzo, see this heart, which was thy wife's. Thus I exchange it royally for thine.
They fight.
And thus, now brave revenge is mine.
Soranzo falls.
I cannot hold any longer. You, sir, are you grown insolent in your butcheries? Have at you.
Come, I am armed to meet thee.
They fight.
No, will it not be yet? If this will not, another shall. Not yet? I shall fit you anon. Vengeance!
The banditti rush in.
Welcome, come more of you. Whate'er you be, I dare your worst.
They surround and wound him.
I can stand no longer. Feeble arms, have you so soon lost strength?
Falls.
Now you are welcome, sir.
Aside to banditti.
Away, my masters! All is done. Shift for yourselves. Your reward is your own. Shift for yourselves.
Away! Away!
Exeunt.
How do you, my lord? See you this?
pointing to Giovanni.
How is't?
Dead, but in death well pleased that I have lived to see my wrongs revenged on that black devil. O Vasquez, to thy bosom let me give my last of breath. Let not that lecher live. Oh.
Dies.
The reward of peace and rest be with you, my ever dearest lord and master.
Whose hand gave me this wound?
Mine, sir. I was your first man. Have you enough?
I thank thee. Thou hast done for me but what I would have else done on myself. Art sure thy lord is dead?
O imprudent slave, as sure as I am sure to see thee die.
Think on thy life and end, and call for mercy.
Mercy. Why, I have found it in this justice.
Strive yet to cry to heaven.
Oh, I bleed fast. Death, thou art a guest long looked for. I embrace thee and thy wounds. My last minute comes. Where'er I go, let me enjoy this grace, freely to view my Annabella's face.
Dies.
Strange miracle of justice.
Raise up the city, we shall be murdered all.
You need not fear, you shall not. This strange task being ended, I have paid the duty to the son, which I have vowed to the father.
Speak, wretched villain, what incarnate fiend hath led thee on to this?
Honesty, and pity of my master's wrongs. For know, my lord, I am by birth a Spaniard, brought forth my country in my youth by Lord Soranzo's father, whom whilst he lived I served faithfully, since whose death I have been to this man as I was to him. What I have done was duty, and I repent nothing, but that the loss of my life had not ransomed his.
Say, fellow, know'st thou any yet unnamed of counsel in this incest?
Yes, an old woman, sometime guardian to this murdered lady.
And what's become of her?
Within this room she is, whose eyes after her confession I caused to be put out, but kept alive to confirm what from Giovanni's own mouth you have heard. Now, my lord, what I have done you may judge of, and let your own wisdom be a judge in your own reason.
Peace! First, this woman, chief in these effects, my sentence is that forthwith she be ta'en out of the city, for example's sake, there to be burned to ashes.
'Tis most just.
Be it your charge, Donado. See it done.
I shall.
What for me? If death, 'tis welcome. I have been honest to the son, as I was to the father.
Fellow, for thee, since what thou didst was done not for thyself, being no Italian, we banish thee for ever, to depart within 3 days. In this we do dispense with the grounds of reason, not of thine offence.
'Tis well. This conquest is mine, and I rejoice that a Spaniard outwent an Italian in revenge.
Exit.
Take up these slaughtered bodies, see them buried, and all the gold and jewels, or whatsoever, confiscate by the canons of the church, we seize upon to the Pope's proper use.
Discovers himself.
Your grace's pardon. Thus long I lived disguised, to see the effect of pride and lust at once brought both to shameful ends.
What? Richardetto, whom we thought for dead?
Sir, was it you?
Your friend.
We shall have time to talk at large of all. But never yet incest and murder have so strangely met of one so young, so rich in nature's store. Who could not say, "'Tis pity she's a whore"?
Exeunt. End of Act 5. End of 'Tis Pity She's a Whore.
thank you, and will pledge this happy union as another life. Wine there!
You shall have none, neither shall you pledge her.
How?
No, now, mistress she-devil, your own mischievous treachery hath killed you. I must not marry you.
Villain!
What's the matter?
Foolish woman, thou art now like a firebrand that hath kindled others and burnt thyself. Troppo spirar inganna. Thy vain hope hath deceived thee. Thou art but dead, if thou hast any grace, pray.
Monster!
Die in charity, for shame. This thing of malice, this woman hath privately corrupted me with promise of marriage, under this political reconciliation, to poison my lord, whilst she might laugh at his confusion on his marriage day. I promised her fair, but I knew what my reward should have been, and would willingly have spared her life, but that I was acquainted with the danger of her disposition, and now have fitted her a just payment in her own coin. There she is, she hath yet, and end thy days in peace, vile woman. As for life, there's no hope, think not on't.
Wonderful justice!
Justice.
Heaven, thou art righteous.
Oh, 'tis true. I feel my minute coming. Had that slave kept promise, oh, my torment! Thou this hour hadst died, Soranzo. Heat above hellfire.
'Tis Pity She's a Whore by John Ford. Act 4. Scene 1. A room in Florio's house. A banquet set out. Hautboys. Enter the friar, Giovanni, Annabella, Philotis, Soranzo, Donado, Florio, Ricardetto, Putana, and Vasquez.
These holy rites performed, now take your times to spend the remnant of the day in feast. Such fit repasts are pleasing to the saints, who are your guests, though not with mortal eyes to be beheld. Long prosper in this day, you happy couple, to each other's joy.
Father, your prayer is heard. The hand of goodness hath been a shield for me against my death, and more to bless me hath enriched my life with this most precious jewel. Such a prize as earth hath not another like to this. Cheer up, my love, and gentlemen, my friends, rejoice with me in mirth. This day will crown with lusty cups to Annabella's health.
Aside.
Oh, torture! Were this marriage yet undone, ere I'd endure this sight, to see my love glipped by another, I would dare confusion, and stand the horror of 10,000 deaths.
Are you not
Fire. Yet ere I pass away, oh, cruel, cruel flames, take here my curse amongst you. May thy bed of marriage be a rack unto thy heart, burn blood and boil in vengeance. Oh, my heart, my flames intolerable! Mayst thou live to father bastards, may her womb bring forth monsters, and die together in your sins, hated, scorned, and unpitied. Oh, oh!
Dies.
Was e'er so vile a creature?
Here's the end of lust and pride.
It is a fearful sight.
Vasquez, I know thee now a trusty servant, and never will forget thee. Come, my love, we'll home and thank the heavens for this escape. Father and friends, we must break up this mirth. It is too sad a feast.
Bear hence the body.
Aside to Giovanni.
Here's an ominous change. Mark this, my Giovanni, and take heed. I fear the event. That marriage seldom's good, where the bride banquet so begins in blood.
Exeunt. Scene 2. A room in Ricardetto's house. Enter Ricardetto and Philotis.
My wretched wife, more wretched.
Be not amazed, nor blush, young lovely bride. I come not to defraud you of your man. 'Tis now no time to reckon up the talk, what Parma long hath rumoured of us both. Let rash report run on. The breath that vents it will, like a bubble, break itself at last. But now, to you, sweet creature, lend your hand. Perhaps it hath been said that I would claim some interest in Soronzo, now your lord. What I have right to do, his soul knows best. But in my duty to your noble worth, sweet Annabella, and my care of you, here, Soronzo, take this hand from me. I'll once more join what by the Holy Church is finished and allowed. Have I done well?
You have too much engaged us.
One thing more, that you may know my single charity, freely I here remit all interest I e'er could claim, and give you back your vows. And to confirm't, reach me a cup of wine.
Vasquez gives her a poisoned cup.
My lord Soronzo, in this draught I drink, long rest to ye.
She drinks. Aside.
Look to it, Vasquez.
Fear nothing.
Hippolyta,
Well, sir.
Pray thee, fellow, wait. I need not thy officious diligence.
Signor Donato, come, you must forget your late mishaps, and drown your cares in wine.
Vasquez.
My lord.
Reach me that weighty bowl. Here, brother Giovanni, here's to you. Your turn come next, though now a bachelor. Here's to your sister's happiness and mine.
Drinks, and offers him the bowl.
I cannot drink.
What?
'Twill indeed offend me.
Pray do not urge him if he be not willing.
Hautboys.
How now? What noise is this?
Oh, sir, I had forgot to tell you. Certain young maidens of Parma, in honour to Madam Annabella's marriage, have sent their loves to her in a mask, for which they humbly crave your patience and silence.
We are much bound to them, so much the more, as it comes unexpected. Guide them in.
Enter Hippolyta, followed by ladies in white robes, with garlands of willows, all masked. Music and a dance.
Thanks, lovely virgins, now might we but know to whom we have been beholding for this love, we shall acknowledge it.
Yes, you shall know. What think you now?
Unmasked.
Hippolyta!
'Tis she,